Hello. Over the past few months, and well, for a long while, I noticed in the Sonic universe, when it comes to couples, I noticed there are two couples that are major rivals. TailsxCream versus TailsxCosmo. I've always wondered, why rival those two couples? There's a lot of other Tails couples. TailsxAmy, TailsxMarine, TailsxTCall, TailsxBlaze, TailsxMina, TailsxRouge. And you get the point though. But why rival those two? I figured it out. Sonic X. There's like 3 major girls in Sonic X. I mean 4. Amy, Rose, Rouge the Bat, Cream the Rabbit, and Cosmo. Not the godparent, the Cedrian. Sorry, couldn't resist. Anyway, Amy has Sonic, and Rouge has Knuckles, or Shadow, but according to Sonic X, she has a crush on Knuckles. It leaves Cream open, and also leaves Tails open. So, since Cream is the major heroine and Tails is the major hero, that leaves, Cream's not the major heroine, but she's one of the 5 main heroes. But that leaves those two open to be able to get acquainted and fall in love with each other, which is something people have been hoping for. And many times during the show, people found several hints. They like making sandcastles together. They rode in the X tornado together at one point. During one episode, Cream specifically, even though both Tails and Chris are going to Station Square to stop Eggman, Cream specifically told Tails to be careful. And if you notice in the second episode, Tails does go to save Cream, leaving it ambiguous. Did Tails just go to help Sonic, or did he intend to do it by himself, pretty much making himself Cream's hero? And if you notice that Tails was suspiciously in a flower field at the same time as Cream, and most people could take that clip, put subtitles, and make it seem like she picked the flowers for him, like I did in one of my videos. Now that's why that's evidence of TailsxCream and the Sonic X. Also, if you notice that Tails actually was one of the first people to cheer up Cream when Cheese went missing. And anyway, just many times he's shown to have some concern whenever Cream's in trouble, especially when it came to the fact that Cream couldn't find her mom. And he and Amy went to go cheer her up. But Tails has shown a lot of concern a bit for Cream. Another evidence is that they sat on the same beanbag chair together. They didn't have to, but they did. Now, people have been seeing that as steps, mere steps, until those two finally admit that they love each other. However, season 3 comes, and a comet comes to the sky, reveals to be none other than Cosmo, escaping from the Meritex. Now, first, Tails has grown to respect Cosmo a lot, probably due to the fact he was interested in her culture, and they were both the same age. And then, one episode, Amy's like, she wants to get a potion to make Sonic fall in love with her. Oh yeah, that's good son, Amy. Make it forced love. That is not a couple I would like to support. And then Tails gets hit with the potion instead, and Cosmo was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. And then we have TailsxCosmo. That kind of annoys me that the couple started because of a potion. That leaves me ambiguous whether he would have fallen in love with her or not. My opinion, he probably would not have fallen in love with her. But then again, who knows? Maybe he would have, and just sped it up a bit. This has started a kind of a rage because people were hoping that Tails would be with Cream, and the people even wait in the games because sometimes they wonder what's the point of Cream. She is Amy's sidekick, Tails is Sonic's sidekick, and they want Son Amy may work. Maybe TailsxCream. Amy will probably teach Cream to chase after Tails, because Amy will get the hero, and her friend could get the cute sidekick. It's just being pretty much delayed a bit. Now, this thing has kind of reached a lot more up to the point where people just really became angry about this, starting a bunch of anti-Cosmo clubs, or anti-TailsxCosmo clubs. Some people just started a bunch of major TailsxCream clubs trying to email Sega begging them to have. I don't know if they've ever begged them to have TailsxCream. I mean, basically, some people just hope that they hinted a little more and trying to give them more of a couple to support, because TailsxCream is one of the most popular couples that hardly has any type of evidence. They have a little evidence in the games, like, for example, Tails rebuilt G Emerald for Cream in Sonic Advance 3. Now, it doesn't mean he's in love with her, but she could have crushed on him for that, because she was probably really grateful that he did that. And also in Sonic Rush, if Sonic could be like have a sidekick of Tails, and Blaze gets a sidekick of Cream, and people like Sonic X Blaze, that could put a little more evidence of the TailsxCream. There's like a lot of indirect evidence here. In the new Sonic game, I've heard that Cream does talk to Tails and Sonic. She could have been talking to Sonic, but who would say that she probably doesn't talk to Tails a bit? Which is pretty much good. Now, anyway, I remember when I saw the episode where Cosmo had to die. Now, most people are happy that they were going to get her off the show, basically, so that could leave a little more into TailsxCream. Now, I've seen that episode. I saw how emotional Tails was about the fact that he had to kill Cosmo. This is the Japanese version, FYI. It's not the 4Kids "Good luck, Cosmo" version. Now, he was really emotional about this, and he even said, "I love you, Cosmo." I remember when I saw this, I just felt I have to be honest, I felt some sort of inner rage, and he was so emotional to someone who was not even a part of the games, someone who just arrived in the scene, basically randomly, and basically she just came out of nowhere, and he just falls in love with her. And I mean, what are these people thinking? This is like when the time of Sonic fell in love with that lady in that old Sonic cartoon. Who was that lady? Just randomly threw her in. This is like Cosmo, only she has more of a story. So basically, it's a little better than Sonic's old love. I don't remember that lady's name. She was just captured by two of Robotnik's badniks. But it just seems so weird that they make Tails fall in love with Cosmo like that. If they really wanted Tails as Cosmo, they probably would have figured out maybe they don't really want the idea of Tails being with Cosmo, which is why they A, made it a potion, and B, they killed her off the show. Now, they could just say the potion wore her off so they don't have to kill her, which is probably upset a few Cosmo fans, or a lot of them. But Cosmo, I heard, rumor has said there's going to be a new Sonic X season, and at the end of the series, Cosmo's plant was growing, indicating that she may come back, or there may be another Cosmo. But well, we probably won't know for sure. All I know is that the rivalry between TailsxCream and TailsxCosmo is just going crazy. Here's something else to share with the TailsxCream fans. Sonic X is non-canon. Cosmo does not exist in the Sonic universe, only in the show. That's not gonna stop some people from supporting the couple, because people like to support couples, even the ones that don't make sense or make crossover couples. But don't worry, she is not part of the game series, so you don't need to worry about that. Those who like TailsxCosmo, hey, maybe she'll come back to life, and you can support whatever universe you want. I don't really care. I'm more loyal to the games. I don't like the idea of TailsxCosmo because she's not part of the series, basically, and she's kind of ironic. She's a flower with no nose. That's ironic. To me, TailsxCosmo was like Resident Evil Apocalypse, where they had Alex X Carlos. No, I don't think so. Not part of the games. I ain't worshiping that. I'm not gonna support that couple. If anything, support Carlos X Ada. That's all. Anyway, that's just about it. That's what I have to say about the TailsxCream and TailsxCosmo thing. I'll see you later. Goodbye.